Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Asyfi Rizky Fitria. Here I wanna tell you about characteristic of young and adult learners and how young and adult learn. Okay, characteristic of young learners according to Slattery and Willis in 2005, they have two theory. For the first is TEVYL, aka teaching English to very young learners. It's for children under 7 years old. For the second is TEYL, aka teaching English to young learners. This method is for children between 7 until 12 years old. Okay, for Pinter at 2006, older learners, that's like children at junior and senior high school. If adult learners, it's for students at university level or above secondary school. Okay, now I will explain about factor influencing successful in language learning. For Brewster, Ellis, and Gerard at 2003, they have four factor influencing successful in language learning. For the first is motivation. For the second, willing to make mistake. For the third is good at guessing, and the last is making accurate prediction. Okay, now we're going to VYL. VYL is for learners under 7 years old. VYL usually acquire through hearing and experiencing a lot of English in much the same way they acquire. For the second is learn things through playing. They are not consequently trying to learn new words or a phrase. For them, it's incidental and love playing with language sound, imitating and making funny noises. And then not able to organize their learning. For the next is not able to read, write, important to recycle language through talk and play. For the last is their grammar. For the last, their grammar will develop gradually its own when exposed to lots in its own when exposed to lot of English in context. Okay, now I will explain to you about YL. YL is young learners. It's around 7 until 12 years old. For young learners, they are learning to read and write in language one. They are developing as thinkers and understand the difference between the real and the imaginary. Can plan and organize how best to carry out an activity. Can work with others and learn from others. Can be reliable and take responsibility for their activity. Okay, now I will explain to you about characteristic of young learners. Young learners usually get bored quickly. If the activity are not interesting and engaging enough, young learners get bored easily. This is because they have limited attention span. Number second is young learners are meaning oriented. They may understand what is being said without necessarily understanding every individual word. Number third, young learners like to discover things. For the fourth is they prefer concrete activities. For the five, they are more egocentric. And the next is they are imaginative, and the last, they imitate. That's why we as a teacher, we must have some good attitude. Okay, now characteristic of adult learners. Adult learners usually, for the first, self-direction. Second, practical and result-oriented. Third, less open-minded. Fourth, slow learning yet more integrative knowledge. 5. Use personal experience as a research. For the 6, motivation. For the 7, multi-level responsibility. For the last, high expectation. Okay, for the next is how children learn. Children usually learn with actively engaging with their environment, involved in their learning. Children and teenagers learn by seeing, hearing, exploring, experimenting, and asking questions. As children become more independent learners, they need your encouragement for learning. You can support children's learning by building a relationship with school. Okay, now, how adult learns. Adult learns is best when they can relate new material to what they already know. Learners need roadmaps with the clear objectives. Each new piece of information needs to build logically on the last. Avoid presenting large amounts of new information all at once. Maybe this is enough from me. Thanks for your attention. Happy watching.